Good morning, everyone. Snake Eyes G.I. Joe origin story is a good movie, even a great movie, if you consider that the star of the show is Henry Goulding. Whether you love him from Crazy Rich Asians or any of his recent films, this movie actually shows his acting chops as a main star of an action film. If you're a parent like me, be aware that there is some violence. I wouldn't show it to anyone younger than 8 years old. It is rated PG-13, so there are a lot of violent scenes, as expected, involving samurai swords and throwing stars, and of course, lots of guns. But it's not an R-rated film, so you're not stuck with watching a bloody action film with decapitations with your kids. It's a movie you can watch for your kids, just not little ones. It's an origin story for this mysteriously named G.I. Joe character. If you've seen the first two G.I. Joe films, it's based on the toy, if you grew up with them. And for a long time, Snake Eyes' background has been classified. But in this movie, you definitely learn his coming to age, how he becomes an adept martial arts fighter, and then later an elite member of the US military. There's plenty of explosives, hand-to-hand combat, and a lot of commercialization of the G.I. Joe toy line. But then again, that's what you expect, right? There is very slick action. There is one scene that you've seen in the second trailer. It's reminiscent of Sherlock Holmes, where they slow down the action, where you can really focus on the brutality. Again, because it's PG-13, it's not as brutal, but you do feel the impact of each punch. What a blast Snake Eyes is. And then another blast. And then another blast. And this series of concussive jolts, you get this crazy sense of conventional story that is full of action. Feels like a Michael Bay film without the lens flares. Snake Eyes is really an extended version of the trailer if you've seen it, featuring a series of set piece action sequences with bulging muscles and weapons, if you like that kind of thing. The director does a pretty good job with introducing characters and exposition, but he does it really quickly between the action montages of, slice and dice. Lots of whip and pans and lots of slow motion, but it all comes together pretty well. They do kind of disregard the conventions of space and time, so we leap across a world as expected. A lot of warehouse sets, bolstered by CGI. And if you actually are watching this in 3D in the theaters, it's a pretty good blast. Most of the fights are between the good guys, Snake Eyes, and the bad guys, which uh, which show a little bit of the origins of Cobra. And everyone's skills is just shy of Avengers level superhero abilities. That means they get really, really close to what Marvel's been doing. Except they're not superheroes. Or are they? Things get very chaotic. There's a very sleek martial arts choreography. If that's your thing. If you love samurai, this is your movie. His appearance of Storm Shadow in his early stage and the final finale, which I won't spoil, is definitely worth watching. In the end, it's a must-watch if you are a G.I. Joe fan. If you grew up with the toys, if you love the movies, go watch it. And it is a should-watch for everyone else. It gets about a B minus, and I would say about a 7 out of a 10. It's not a bad summer movie. As always, feel free to subscribe as we continue to keep you updated. Thanks.